All right, what's up, everybody? Let's get into this trade breakdown video. But before we start, I just want to give you guys the risk disclaimer that this is not professional financial advice. Trading is very risky, and you can lose a lot of money trying to become a professional trader. So, with that being said, let's get into this video. This is a trade breakdown. Um, I'm going to go over the trade that I took today on the NQ futures chart. Let's get straight into this. Okay, so looking at the daily time frame, you guys can see I had this daily low right here marked out, and I also had this daily low over here marked out on this is a daily time frame. And as you guys can see, we came down here, we tapped into this first low right here that was on this chart right here. Let me zoom in. So with that being said, I was looking for the market to actually go up, right? I was actually looking for the market to either go up or come down here and sweep this low, right? But because we didn't want to get all the way down here in the first place, the first time the market was already coming down the first time, that was like already an indicator that the market could want to keep going up, right? And then we had this new week opening gap. I can try to take you guys. I'll have to go to the 1 minute time frame. But actually, I'm not even going to do it, right? You guys should know what a new week opening gap is at by this point, right? If you don't know what the new week opening gap is, you have to watch a different video on that. But essentially, it's just a gap in the market that happens from the Friday close to Sunday open, right? Sometimes a big gap in the market happens, and then you box that up on your chart the same way you see I have it here. And that is the new week opening gap. So the reason why I wanted to point that out is because when we drop into lower time frames, you're going to see, why I was looking to take the trades that I was looking to take as well. All right. At the time, this box wasn't even on my chart when the market opened. So I'm going to remove that box right there. This little small box wasn't on my chart, right? Because I want it to be similar. Actually, I'm going to leave this on here. This is the first presented fair value gap from the evening session. So I'm going to leave that one on there. Make sure I got everything locked up. And then, so like I said, we're still on the daily. We're going to drop down to the 4 hour. And this is where you start to see a little bit more market structure. You start to see a little, some candles. And then from here, you start to, be able to, form a trade. So in the 4 hour, I was looking at these two order blocks right here, these two green candles. I was looking at this big green candle right here. And I was also looking at these two green candles right here. And the reason why I was looking at all of these green candles is because they look like order blocks to me, right? So the market started, we had a swing high right here. The market came down, made a swing low, right? But before that, the market tried to come back up and sweep this liquidity up here, and it wasn't able to get there, right? So that's letting me know that the market is starting to, move down at least a little bit on a short-term basis, right? On the 1 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame. So, market broke through right here, made a order block, right? The market has to, or price has to sweep the low of this green candle right here for this green candle to become an order block. So when it did. Price dug in there, came back up, touched this green candle, did the same thing again for this green candle, made another one. And then right here, during the opening, this was an order block as well. These two green candles. So if we go into the 1 hour time frame, right, we're going to go to about right when the market was opening up. Let's put a horizontal line on the 9 a.m. candle. All right, let's put a horizontal line on the 9 a.m. candle. And then, so you guys can see, when the market started to open back up, we was pushing up into that order block that was up here on a 4-hour time frame. Let me go back to it so you guys can see. See, it was an order block. It's about from this lower purple box to this bottom or this yellow box right here, right? So just think of this tool right here as an order block. So I was looking at that. I know that the market could very well want to at least touch the midpoint of that order block, which is right around here, which is the top of this new week opening gap, right? So as you know, as the market open, I'm looking for price to eventually go up there, right? But I'm looking for sales. I would have preferred to take buys, but sometimes I struggle to take buys like as soon as the market open. It's most of the time I'll miss it, even if it's a sell. If the market just opened, whatever it is, I may end up missing that because the market just opened, right? So we're going to go into the 1 minute time frame, so I can show you guys, how it looks on the smaller time frames, so you guys can see some of the trades that I took, right? I tried to pull up my executions. Maybe one of y'all know how to do it. Drop a comment down below if y'all know how to show the executions. Normally you go right here and then you click on more settings, trading. See, I got the executions on, but I can't find it. Like, they don't pop up. So whatever, I'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. So as you guys can see right here, you want to move this over, this vertical line. So right here, I'm going to put this on 929, right? And then you guys can see when the market opened, we was already pretty much around the midpoint of that little order block I told you guys about. So that's why I sold, because from here, when the market is already open, you can't really buy. It's already there now. There's no reason to try to take a buy right there. So I pretty much waited for some type of market structure on a 1 minute, and then I can zoom in to show you guys. All right. So I was pretty much waiting for a market structure on the 1 minute time frame. We had this big wick right here. Price came down. The same thing that I was just telling you guys about on the 4-hour. You can take that same concept and apply it to the 1 minute, right? So I was looking at these order blocks on the 1 minute. As price came below right here, this red candle, as soon as it broke below these two green candles, it made this an order block. And then same with these two green candles, right? Order block. Price, soon as price breaks below this, becomes an order block. So as you can see, price started to dig up into this order block, that held right there. And this is where I was taking my first sell from, right in here. I had a really good entry. I think it was like somewhere like right up in here. On my Funder Pro account, I was probably risking about, I think I was risking about 5,000 to make 9,000. So my risk to reward wasn't that great, but I had a really good stop loss. If we didn't even come close to my stop loss, I was only like down maybe 1,000 or 1,500 at the most on this trade. And then it eventually did go to where I wanted it to go, but I had only taken about 3,000 on this trade. So I only made 3,000 on this first sell right here, but it went exactly to where I wanted it to go right there. So that was my first trade. And then from here, I did take this buy as well, but then I started to feel like I was over trading. So once it went into profit, I pretty much closed right away. But if I would have held this buy, I would have made a really, nice profit on there. But I pretty much, I had a good profitable day, honestly. I made $1,600 on my Tradify account, and I was able to make about $3,700 on my Funder Pro account today. So, after crashing out last Friday, I was able to kind of like recover a little bit and try to just start off this week, doing really well, and just taking some textbook trades and just some stuff that just makes sense. And that was pretty much it from there, man. Those were the 2 trades that I took. I did watch the market. It started to get a little bit choppy all up in here. None of this was good for me. I don't like trading in the middle of a range, anyways. Like, this is just about the middle. As far as liquidity goes, there was some liquidity up here on the daily chart that was taken. I can show you guys that real fast as well. Let me show y'all this. We can find where's the current market at. All right, up here. So where was it? Yeah, it was right here. This daily high right here. I'm gonna leave it pink. Then we're gonna drop back down into the 1 minute time frame because I want you guys to see why I was taking a buy. I wasn't just taking it just because I wanted to be greedy and make more money or pass my challenge faster or anything like that. I was still bullish on the day, even though I did take the sell first. So I was taking this buy with the idea of at the bare minimum running out this swing high right here. But this was the ultimate swing high I would have been targeting right here. It's this pink line. And you guys can see eventually the market do go up there around 1 o'clock, almost near 1:30. It eventually takes that. But I'll be honest with you. I don't really trade for take profit most of the time. Even if I have a target, it's very hard for me to sit and just wait for my targets unless the market is like flying in that direction, which it did kind of sort of fly in that direction. Not good enough for me though. With the way the market was moving today, it's a Monday. It actually gave out some really good price action for a Monday. I would have maybe held for this target right here. But once I seen this 2 order blocks right here on the 1 minute time frame, and then price goes up in here the first time and touch it and start, rejecting a little bit, I'm just going to get out the trade. I'm going to be honest with you. That's the realistic thing I would have did. But it's nice to just have targets and just know where the market could want to draw up to, especially if you're a new ICT trader and you're learning about liquidity and you're learning about, what moves the markets and everything like that. So it's nice to have, at least a roadmap of what to do and what you're looking for. So that's the video, you guys. That was all I did. I pretty much was using a 1 hour inversion fair value gap. You guys can go on your chart and look at that on your own chart and tell me what do you guys think about my analysis. Tell me what do y'all think about this trading day. Did you win today? Did you lose today? If you guys have any questions, video suggestions, let me know. Also, don't forget to use that link in the description below for my Funder Pro link. Y'all already know how I feel about Funder Pro. I like them as a prop firm. I'm rocking with them. I want to, start doing some videos on some prop firms, but, it's a lot to talk about. So we're going to eventually unwrap that sooner or later. Make sure y'all drop a like on this video as well. I appreciate all of the people who have been showing support to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.